Stav, and this is my channel, She Equips Herself. I'm gonna show you a few different techniques and my favorite one to pull the slide back on a gun like this. I know it can be difficult if you're not used to the movement. You might feel like you just can't do it. You need to get a gun like an easy, where you can do it because they make it easy to do. But I'm here to show you my technique because it's what I found to work best with my hands, even with my shield, which is a little gun. And the slide on this can be a little challenging if you don't know a technique that works for you. I'm also gonna go over how to load magazines because I think those are the two things that can be difficult for someone's hands when it comes to loading and shooting a gun. So we're gonna go over how to pull a slide back and how to load a magazine. And hopefully if you're picking out a gun or you bought a gun and you're having trouble with it, this is gonna help you so that you can choose a gun based on how you like the gun and not just whether or not the slide is easy to pull back on that gun. You can do it. So let's get into it, and then maybe I'll teach you how to make chicken marsala or something since we're in the kitchen. Deter you from picking one gun over another is how easy it is to pull the slide back. And I know that it can be a challenge for some of you. It was a challenge for me in the beginning too, but I use a specific technique that I found works for me. I can do it every time with any gun. I know that you can do it too. So I don't want you to pick a specific gun just because the slide is easy to pull back, unless you have like a hand strength issue or something like that, like a medical condition. And I love those Easies, I think they're great guns. But I'd like to show you different techniques to pull the slide back so that you can make a more informed decision, knowing that you can pull the slide back on any gun. So let's take a look at this 1911 to start. It has serrations right here on the front and the back. And serrations are there to help your hand grip the slide better. It helps your hand to stick to the slide more than if it was just a smooth surface. First, I'm gonna show you my favorite way to pull a slide back because I think it's the easiest way and I think it'll help a lot of you if this isn't something you've tried before. And the way I do this is I take my non-dominant hand, put it on the very bottom of that slide, like that, and then just close your hand over it, like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push forward with my dominant arm, the one that's gripping the gun, and then with your non-dominant hand, you're gonna put the heel of your hand on one side, and then just bend your fingers over. Don't grip it like this, leave a little bit of space. So your hand is touching it right there, and then your fingers go over like that, and then you're gonna push forward and pull back at the same time, like this. And that's how easy it is. Another thing I want to say is that I was doing that slow so you guys could see exactly what the slide was doing. But when you're shooting a gun and you're gonna rack the slide, you don't want to help it back. Just pull it back and let it go. Pull it back and let it go, like that. You don't want to help the slide go forward because you could cause a malfunction. The gun needs all of that energy from the slide going forward to chamber the next round. So if you help it back like this, you could cause a malfunction. So some of you have said that you have trouble specifically with the shield. And since this is my everyday carry gun, I decided I'd show you how I do it because you can get really good at it if you practice. So what I do is I grip it with my dominant hand, take my non-dominant hand, make contact with the slide on one side, and then just bend my fingers over. Remember to leave that space there. And then push and pull. So you push with your dominant hand, pull with your non-dominant hand, like this. So that's it. It might be difficult for you in the beginning because your hands and your muscles have to get used to that movement, but I know after you try it a few times, you can do it. So don't give up on yourself. Some people like to do that on the front of the gun with the front serrations, if it has front serrations like this, and you can do it this way, you can do it this way. I don't like that because I feel like if my hand slips, I could hurt myself either on the rear sights or in here. I just don't like that as much. I like using the back because I can just release it and let it go and not have to worry about hitting my hand on anything. It's just a personal preference. But you do have that option if you have front serrations. Some people also grip it like this, using their thumb and index finger and pull back like that. I don't have as much strength that way. I do much better this way, so that's what I do. But you guys can try out different methods and see what works for you. Let me know what your favorite method is to rack a slide down in the comments. I'd love to know if you try this out and if it helps you, or if you don't like it for whatever reason. It's just what I found works best for me, and I use it with my students a lot, and they have success doing it too. One more thing I want to go over with the shield is how to lock the slide back, because that's something that can also be challenging for your hands. So I'll show you how I do it, and I had a little trouble with this in the beginning too because my hands are small, so you know, it's kind of a reach for my thumb. But use the same method I showed you to lock the slide back, and then right here, that's the slide stop. So when you pull the slide back, you're gonna press this little button up at the same time, and it will lock the slide in place if you pull the slide back far enough. So it goes something like this. You can see right there that it has slid into this little groove right here, and that's what's holding the slide back. So now if you want to release your slide again, you're gonna press down on this and pull back on your slide and let it go. Push down on the slide stop, pull this back and let it go. Like that. Now that we went over that, let me put my guns away, because I don't like having guns around when I'm using real ammunition unless I'm actually loading my gun. So let's put these away. Okay, I'm back. Now, let's go over loading magazines. I'm gonna show you with my shield magazine because I happen to have the rounds right here. These are my self-defense rounds. Because a magazine has a spring that you're depressing as you load it, the further down you get, the harder it is to load. So the first round's gonna go in pretty easy. So you take your first round, put it at the top of the magazine about halfway, from here to here, put it halfway, and then you're gonna press down and back. So the way I do it is I hold it with my index finger and my thumb, and then I use my other thumb to push down and then back, like that, and it's in there. And then you take your next one, I hold it like that so that it doesn't roll. I push it down and back. Take the next one, put it halfway, down and back, and then you just keep going. Some magazines make this easier, like Glock magazines are usually pretty easy to load. Smith & Wesson magazines can be a little challenging. They make mag loaders that do most of the work for you. If you want to check one out, I'll link it below. I did a review video on the Uplula magazine loader. So you guys can check that out if you want a little shortcut, but it's good to know how to load your own magazines either way. That's gonna take some practice, especially if you're brand new to shooting. Practice loading your magazines, and before no time, it'll be king. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope that was helpful to you guys. I wanted to show you how I do it because I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys asking how to do it, especially with a shield and smaller guns like that. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope that that helps you in the future as you continue your journey into the world of guns. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and share this video with anyone you think might like it. And I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!